Hello, everyone. Dan Kaufman again. I am pleased to welcome you to the first track of the day. This is sports betting. This is the sports betting track, and you will hear from various presenters over the next hour and a half to 2 hours. After each presentation, you can join us in the sports betting specific networking lounge, which is in your sessions tab on the left-hand side, and our speakers will do their best to get there as well and answer any questions that you might have and interact with you. I am pleased to introduce this next piece of content. It is on the future of in-venue betting, and it is presented by Dave Toohey and Jim Van Stone from Monumental Sports. Dave and Jim, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Dan, and thank you everybody who's taken the time out of their day to join this conference virtually. Thanks to Sport Techie for all your work in putting this together and pivoting quickly to bring it all online, and to DC Lottery for supporting it to make it all happen. In my mind, everyone who's watching this is sitting at National Harbor at the Gaylord, and I'm the only one who's at home. But I know that's not true, but I do appreciate. And Jim and I appreciate everybody taking the time to engage with us and talk about, for us, what is a hot topic, and for many, which is sports betting and what we're doing in venue now, and what we plan to do in the future as things come back online. So thanks, and thanks for your time for the next 20 minutes.
So Dave and I should probably share with everyone, and good morning and thanks for joining, as Dave highlighted. I would say the in-venue betting piece for us has been probably a 4-year internal discussion. I think, we've always prided ourselves in Monumental Sports Entertainment being first movers in a lot of different areas. I mean, from a streaming standpoint, we launched the first regional OTT sports network. In addition to that, we were an early investor in Sport Radar. Many of you know a great data integrity company in the sports betting landscape. We're also first movers and investors in esports, and we love to look at ourselves as very entrepreneurial. So the discussions really started with us internally about 4 years ago in terms of what the future of sports betting would look like when it comes to in venues, and what the experience would be for the guests coming down to our property. I think with the overturn of PASPA in May of 2018, that certainly really moved quickly in terms of expediting that process for us. And, I think from our standpoint, when we looked at the in-venue opportunity at Capital One Arena, we looked at it more differently than really just, say, a sponsorship and entitlement of a sports betting lounge. We really looked at it as an operating rights agreement with a potential partner, probably similar in scope and space to the way we look at our food and beverage partnership that we have with Aramark, our ticketing partnership that we have with Ticketmaster. So we looked at this as a really integrated partner into the overall DNA of what we do at Capital One Arena and also Monumental Sports Entertainment. I can't thank enough the support that we've received from the leagues, both the NBA, the NHL, Commissioner Silver and Bettman, and their teams have been very, very supportive of our efforts here. I think a big shout out to DC Lottery, Beth Bresnahan, the executive director, really the licensing group, OLG, really operates the licensing for the variety of the operators in the greater Washington region and the district. For us, when we looked at this opportunity, there was probably about 5 or 6 different spaces that we looked at. Certainly, we looked at this as a big media rights and content development opportunity for us. We looked at it as great lease opportunity in terms of a space and ownership of a piece of Capital One Arena. We looked at this as a huge hospitality and business opportunity for us, and that's what we do really, really well. We thought it could help amplify the sponsorships that we currently have within Monumental Sports Entertainment. We thought it would be a great destination place for our premium seat holders, our ticket holders, our fans in general. We looked at this as a great culinary and food and beverage business opportunity. We looked at it as a data acquisition opportunity for us as a property. And finally, we looked at this as really just a great sponsorship opportunity. We don't run the book. We went through an extensive RFP process, and we talked to, I think, upwards of 14 different organizations in advance to that. You could imagine anything from casino operators to daily fantasy companies getting into the space to sportsbook operators. And as we went through that process, we felt really, really comfortable and confident that the right group for us at Capital One Arena was William Hill. We loved William Hill. They're a global property. They're experts in operating retail sports businesses, sports books. And then basically we thought, from the executive leadership in William Hill US, they were a very nimble organization. So we like to work with nimble organizations so we can test and try new things. So we ended up through that process, selecting William Hill, and have been on a quick journey ever since that. Probably keeping Dave Toohey very busy in the process. And Dave, you may want to share a little bit, the opening of our temporary sports book.
Sure. We are in the process working with William Hill, and William Hill's deep in the throes of getting the sports book fully open and permitting with the city and construction fully underway to open the full-fledged sports book. But given the current climate we're in, and we're all virtually now, we worked with them to open at the beginning of August retail location. The building we're all operating different. The building is not hosting events. The box office is unfortunately not selling tickets right now. So we were able to transform part of our box office and our box office lobby into a retail location with William Hill. And it has been hugely successful for the last 45 days or so, with nice to see lines again at the building of people waiting to come in and place their bets. So we'll continue to work with them in those type of things as we prepare for the sports book to open. But it's good to know that we can do this retail while we're in kind of this virtual, and there's some restrictions on what we can do indoor and dining and things like that. We are still able to start this process and get people used to the in-person betting that is new for the district. Mobile went live over the summer, and now the retail locations can open. And then next will be once we can return to dining and bars, and they'll be able to create a great experience, which we'll share. And we have a great location. The building itself is in a huge entertainment destination of Washington, D.C. We're surrounded by hundreds of retail stores and hundreds of restaurants and bars, and it is busy. Back when the building opened 20 plus years ago, it was not a busy neighborhood, and over those 20 years, it has hugely developed and become an entertainment destination for many in the city. It's the third busiest metro station, is right underneath the building, and the convention center is just a few blocks away up the street. There are hotels, dozens and dozens of hotels within walking distance. So we have a great foot traffic typically. And lots of office locations, plus all the events that we do. So it's a prime location for a sports book. We feel great about it. And, just even with operating in restrictions of people, not working in downtown, not at hotels, conventions not being there, events not being there, restaurants operating differently, we're still seeing a great turnout to people to coming down and placing their bets live. And it's been a great experience for us, for William Hill, and for the people placing bets. And it's really done well for us.
Yeah, I think the one thing, Dave, we probably should add in the fact that when we first opened the sports book, the temporary location on July 31st, we started with 3 windows and also 9 kiosks. And since then, over the course of the last 2 weeks, we've expanded to 7 windows and also 14 kiosks. So the demand has really been heightened. And I think there's a lot of excitement in the district about the sports betting opportunity.
Yeah, it is. It has gone very well, proved very popular, and we're excited to have people back coming through the building. Typically, Capital One Arena is one of the busiest arenas in the country. We do over 200 events a year, including all of our sports and concerts and family shows and basketball tournaments. We were ranked 6th recently in ticket sales in Polestar. We do 3 million people annually through the building. So it's a great location where we host a variety of events, and people can come in and go to the sports book before, after, or even during the event if it's something that's sold out. We are lucky enough to have hosted many college basketball tournaments, not NCAA tournaments themselves, but also conference championships. We have the ACC conference championship on the books for 2021. We've hosted the Big Ten. We've hosted the A10. We have the A10 again in the future. We have pending RFPs in with the Big Ten and with the NCAA for future tournaments in future years. So we look forward to all of those tie in. Where a book being close by is driving that sports fan in, and driving that entertainment fan in, being able to come to a concert on the night of a big game and place a bet and then go enjoy the concert, and then maybe after the concert come out, catch the end of a West Coast game. There's just a lot of synergies that really work with the volume of business that we do.
So we should probably share with everyone a little bit about the location that we're looking at. So the sports book, the William Hill Sports Book, is going to be located at the corner of 6th and F Street, which is one of the busier areas around our building. So we're really excited about the opportunity. We used to have a previous retail tenant in that space. One of the things that we're looking to design is this part of this permanent sports book is really 30,000 square feet of space. There'll be 2 levels of the book itself. We will have really unique premium experiences for guests with private lounges and VIP rooms. We are building a fully operational content studio and broadcast studio that's going to be part of the book that will really allow us to partner with a variety of different media outlets to create really unique programming. So we see the content piece of this as being a really, really unique opportunity. William Hill, as our operator, will basically be the sole provider of the sports betting experience at the arena itself. In addition to that, they will fully control a 2-block radius around the building on the mobile front. So we look at this as a really big retail opportunity. Great case study so far in terms of the temporary sports book, but the mobile and also kiosks that we will have located throughout the building, we think is a really, really unique opportunity. The interesting thing about what we do is that many of in our business, we do about 200 to 230 live events a year at the arena itself. We have a ton of dark days. We think this is another destination complex that really makes it a 365-day-a-year destination location. And as we've gone through some of our analysis, we're expecting almost 1 million people to come to the property in the sports entertainment complex incrementally above what we do on an annual basis. The biggest part of why we selected William Hill, and I think the vision that we all have together, is that never has there ever been a fully operational sports book connected to a major arena like we're going to have with Capital One Arena. With over 100 dark days a year, we can be creative and look at creating together third-party events. Flex events is what we're calling them. Many of some of the greatest sports properties out there and the high interest levels in them, whether it's UFC, whether it's boxing, whether it's even esports, the ability to flex into the arena as we outgrow capacity in the sports book, we think is a unique opportunity to create custom events. One of the things we're excited about in DC, it's a very international city. We have 190 embassies, and the Qatar 2022 World Cup coming up, we can see a program that we could create together where we do, nationality nights, that flex into the arena for a really unique experience, partnering with some of the local embassies and, having the ability to come down and have a first-class dining experience, have an engagement opportunity, also have the ability to place a bet on your favorite team, we think is a unique opportunity. So we're looking at the landscape of the book being tied into the arena as a growing business opportunity for us at Monumental Sports and Entertainment.
And how we grow in and how we leverage the in-venue experience. We just finished over the past 2 summers, 2 previous summers, major renovations in the building. We have a brand new scoreboard. We put over 100 new screens in. We have every signage we have in the building is now digital, with a 7,300 square foot scoreboard in the center hung in the bowl. We put 4 dual TV jumbo boards in the 4 corners of the building, and it was a way to leverage more screens. So there is full coverage. You can see in the center picture of the slide that's up is the corner boards. You can see them both sides. So people sitting in the seats behind have a video screen that's right in front of them where they're able to see content as opposed to the back of a sign. And then the rest of the bowl can see the entire length of that sign, and it's completely programmable. And in addition, everything is movable. So all our, all 4 of those boards can be lowered. So if we want to create a more intimate premium experience, we can lower those boards down to any level that we'd like to bring those screens and bring that experience in closer to people, as well as our center hung. And the center hung has a nesting capability where the lower portion of the board can retract up into the upper portion if we want to show less screens, although I'm not sure why we'd ever want to show less screens. And we just redid all of our concourses. We redid all of our seats in the bowl. And so we have a lot of ways to leverage on non-game nights, but also on game or other event nights. William Hill is going to have a sports betting network. And Jim, maybe you want to talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, sure. So we've added 24 large screens throughout the 4 seating levels of the building. So it's really the William Hill Sports Betting Network, where you'll be able to get the up-to-date lines of any of the events that are available to bet on. So we're really excited about that opportunity. And I think Dave's great work that he's done in terms of really transforming the building creates a unique opportunity. I think some of the creative that you see in there, we have a vision down the line of potentially doing broadcasts on Saturday and Sunday mornings brunches, with the Premier League. And, we've got such a big building and a variety of different new locations with signage that we could even create supporter zones. So we've got an Arsenal supporter zone. We have a Chelsea supporter zone. So really thinking outside the box in terms of how we can take this great destination location and then blend it into what we consider the most immersive, LED signage, set up in any arena in the country. So there's a lot of flexibility to be able to bring to that. But I think, our fans are thirsting for this opportunity. We think it's really, really unique, and the ability to flex in creates a really, really unique opportunity. The fan and consumer engagement piece is what's very exciting for us. We think this is definitely going to be a great enhancement to the great services that we already provide. We did a lot of research in advance, creating what we thought would be the best platform for our fans in the region, along with creating a really, really unique sports experience from the betting side, with William Hill. So the research for us, really gave us a great platform in terms of things that we want to focus on as we move forward. And I think one of the reasons that we like this opportunity as we go through it is the research that we've done has really, proven quite significant for us. DC is a really unique marketplace. We talked a little bit earlier about it being very international and global. It's also highly affluent. It's the most affluent marketplace in the country. It's also the most highly educated marketplace in the country. And I think the third part is it's very tech oriented. And I think the research that we've done, we've figured out, and along with Scarborough, some of the data points, that the interest in sports betting in our marketplace is really, really high. And the research that you're seeing on this slide really is very, very compelling in that process. And this is research that we did with our fans and doing some surveying from that standpoint. So the thirst of, really feeling a little bit more integrated into the actual game is something I think really, really separates us very, very uniquely. And then the final piece, I think for us, really what we looked at and we shared up front with everyone is that the opportunity to expand into the building, have 1 million more people come to the sports and entertainment complex, really is a great platform for our partners to continue to elevate their messaging. And I think we're looking at this in conjunction with William Hill as really being a transformational experience. Certainly on the culinary and dining opportunities, an opportunity for our partners to really be able to integrate into the sportsbook experience is critical. We see this as a really new and unique retail opportunity. Case in point, there could be, a company like Shinola that wants to get involved and really, expose their brands to the guests that we're having coming in. The content and programming side, we think, is really, really unique. We talked about digital and consumer, and then the on-site special events. So from the standpoint that we're at right now, we think we're on the front ends of a really, really unique fan experience opportunity, and I think a really, really unique engagement opportunity as we move forward.
Yeah, we look forward to getting things back less virtual and more in person, and being able to leverage all that we have in the building and all the events that we do to create a great in-venue experience, but also have a great sports book for us on site. So thanks everyone for your time today. Really appreciate it. We will, once we get done with this, we will load out and get into the other virtual room if anyone has any further questions. But thank you very much for your time.